Hello everybody, my name is Miss Chris and welcome to my weekly podcast where I talk about crochet and knitting and everything related to that from here in Japan. If that's something that you're interested in, please stick past the intro and you'll learn more about that subject. See you soon. Alright guys, so last week I posted the most exciting video about all my whips. And I was like, I'm gonna get work done on my whips. I'm gonna get everything done. What got done? I spent about 30 minutes on each whip on Saturday. I spent like 5 hours on one of the whips throughout the week. And finished objects? Nope. So probably not going to be any finished objects anytime soon. Because I got commissioned. Yay! A friend of mine in real life here in Japan, he's an American, he commissioned me to make a blanket. And he was like, yeah, I want a blanket for my bed like you made for this other friend of ours. And I was like, okay. And he's like, but I'm a real fan of color, so I want it to be kind of rainbow. You know, like Roy G. Biv. And I asked a few more questions. What does he mean? Can he give me any more specifications? And he was like, no, you're the artist. Show me what you got. And I'm like, well, as you can see, one of my projects is right there, hanging up after having a wash. So I think I'm pretty good with color matching and like getting things on the same spectrum and like rainbowing. Since it's a whole blanket though, I think I'm gonna do double rainbow. Have a darker colored rainbow at the bottom, like mustard yellow, like maroon red. And then transition it into a lighter rainbow, maybe ending up with a darker rainbow at the end. I haven't decided yet. It depends on how long this ends up being. So here's the work. I decided to do a granny stitch to get this off my plate just a little bit faster. I started out with so for the purple, then I did a mixed color, doing 3 stitches, 3 rows of each. And a granny stitch is just, I'm doing a double crochet. I'm doing a half double. I'm doing a half double crochet. And not a double, a half double. And so we're just working our way up. So after this kind of royal blue, which is my indigo, I will be moving on to another mixed color. So this one is actually a automatically mixed, so a variegated yarn. But I don't have a mix that I think would be a good transition, which I think this is a good transition. But I don't have a variegated that I think is a good transition from this to my next blue. So I'm going to have to make my own variegated by mixing yarns. So let's see what yarns I'm mixing. So I need to figure out some way to go from this royal blue to this lighter blue, because this is going to be my blue. It's like a blue-gray. See if I can get it under the light really well so you can see. And what I've decided to do, since there's kind of a bit of a rainbowy marled effect here, I'm going to combine 3 yarns. in order to achieve this goal. My first yarn is this blue-black mix. I don't know how you can best see it, the colors, but there's this blue-black mix, which is just beautiful on its own, but it wasn't light enough, so I'm going to be mixing it with this lighter color. So we're going to have something like this. But I was like, oh, but there's no rainbow in it. There's not enough color. It's just blue on blue, which is what indigo on blue is, and why the Japanese only have 6 colors in their rainbow. They're both blue. Which is funny, because they don't have a word for green. Green and blue are the same. Sorry, I got lost. So yeah, I was gonna do this mix because it's blue to blue, but there's no like rainbow in it. Like this one's got reds in it, it's got the purples, and it's got the blues in it. Kind of orangey as well, but I don't have enough of this to go around. I only have one ball. And that's kind of my dilemma, is that I only have one ball of all of these things. So I can only do like the 3 lines and then I'm done. So it's coming out to be like a scrappy blanket. Focus, focus, focus. Keep yourself focused. Focus, focus, focus. Go back. Okay, this. Not enough color, not enough fanciness. So I got one of these. And this has plenty of color and fanciness. There'll be yellows and reds and blues. So, but they'll be kind of a little bit more subtle. So it's going to be a mix of 3 yarns. So you can see how it's gonna be just a little bit more subtle. And then that mix is gonna lead to this color. You can see that pink a little bit. Let's see if I can get a yellow splotch. Yellow splotch. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna use these 3 together. And that's going to take me from this royal blue, because of the darkness in it, to this blue-gray, and then Roy G. Biv. Next is green. So I can utilize this as well, because it has an aquamarine color. And then I have a very nice yarn that I'm going to work with next. I don't know if I'm going to get the full 3 rows of it because I only have a ball. So next, after I go through that gray blue, I'll be using this. And this, you can't really see it very well in the color, but this is like an aquamarine, almost green color, and I think it's beautiful. I don't think I'm going to have enough to go around 3 times because this is like a 50-gram ball. I think I'm going to have enough to go around once. And I think that's going to be it. Which will move me on to this green. So it'll be this. And I think that that's in the light a little bit more. That's going to be gorgeous, right? So that's all I've decided on so far. But I have so much yarn and so much scrap yarn that I can probably do a rainbow 6,000 or 7,000 times. I really. So I'm not spending any money on this project. I'm just using what I already have in my stash. So he told me that he would pay me about 20,000 yen, but we're looking at 40 hours of work, so 20,000 yen is like $200-ish. So it's like $5 an hour. And then the materials I've already paid for. So as far as I'm concerned, that money is already spent. Which means I get to dig through my stash. I get to go through all my reds, all my greens, because I separated everything by rainbow. And I was like, yeah. But I also get to go through some of my mixed yarns and pair them up with some regular colors and see what really cool combos I can get. So I'm really excited about this project. It's going to take me a while, and since it's the only paid for project that I have, guess who's going to be spending all of her time on this project? Guess whose lives are going to be focused on this project? Guess who's not doing any more knitting? Guess who's focusing entirely on this project? That would be Miss Chris. So, yeah. Expect to see it a lot. So, life in Japan. We'll move on to that topic, if that interests you. My summer break just ended, which means that the students returned to school today, and it was great. I missed them, and I had a wonderful time teaching them today, and it's just been wonderful. My health has been improving. I've been dieting and also exercising, so things are going great. And health-wise, emotionally, doing good, getting myself under control. I don't know if some of you remember, but I was diagnosed bipolar, and I think we've hit on a medication that works. Bipolar plus ADHD is not fun for anyone. It was really fun. My boss came to me the other day and was like, you know, your mood swings have really calmed down. It must have been that the work environment was too stressful last year for you. And I'm like, yeah. Or I actually got treated for my bipolar. One of these things, probably true. The other one, probably not. Anyway, haha. So if you just heard a ding, that's because my dinner is done. I am having a breakfast casserole made of leftovers. Very healthy leftovers. It was a tomato, oats, split pea, chicken mishmash, which is what I normally cook, just like whatever I feel like, whatever strikes me in the moment. And especially since I'm dieting, the things that strike me in the moment are beans. And I'll actually, whoop, you can see over there, this giant thing of oats. Underneath it, my empty giant thing of rice. And underneath that, my empty giant thing of flour. So I'm working my way through my grains. Not my grains. My grains. So, which means that next on the list after the oats are gone is quinoa. Bye-bye. And then pasta. But that's not going to be great for my diet, so I'm going to have to figure out how to work that one out. The oats is great for my diet. It's pretty low calorie, high fiber, got protein in it. I was like, yeah, this is great. And I eat savory oats, not sweet ones. So, you know, use Indian seasoning or whatever. Whatever seasoning, magic salt, I don't care. Put anything in it. Whatever strikes your fancy at the time, which is how I cook. And I've received many a compliment. But yeah, so that's how life's going here in Japan. That's how my life is going. So hope you enjoyed the update, and I will see you guys later.